Hey guys, what is up? Pine Belt Beer Reviews back here again today for another one. The one I have today, which I was really excited to see something like this in the grocery store as I was kind of browsing the crafts and imports, is the Sierra Nevada Boomerang IPA. This is part of their 12-pack. I believe it was called like a snow pack. It has Sierra Nevada Boomerang IPA, the coffee stout, which I also have in the fridge. I believe the pale ale, and there was one other, but I think it was the torpedo. So just two new ones in that 12 pack. But I was really excited to see something like this because I've never seen this before in around here in my local stores. So, yeah, this is an IPA, and some of the stuff on the bottle says Boomerang is an American IPA that slings fruit forward and floral flavors of Australian hops for an assertive intercontinental escape from winter's grasp. So that's kind of an interesting way of looking at that. Just brewing a beer with hops from another continent that is typically Southern Hemisphere. It's going to be summertime there soon, and it's about to be winter here, so that's kind of a cool way of doing that. Some stuff from the site. Let's see, I'm not going to read too much from it, but they do have a good bit. Certain regions produce hops whose flavors are simply unlike any others. This is the case for many of the hops coming out of the Southern Hemisphere, specifically those from Australia, where the hops are famous for their floral character and enticing fruit-forward aromas. These one-of-a-kind hops were the inspiration for Boomerang, a Yankee Aussie IPA featuring the light malt body of an American IPA blended with the robust flavors of Southern Hemisphere hops. Some of the ingredients: ale yeast, the bittering hops are Galaxy, Victoria's Secret, and Ella, and the finishing hops are Galaxy, Vic's Secret. I guess it means Victoria's Secret. Anyway, Vic's Secret and Ella, and then two-row pale and wheat malts. So it gets a 85 on Beer Advocate, which is a very good score, and it gets a 3.5 on Untapped. So let's go ahead and crack it open here, and let me get out of this stuff. So yeah, really excited to see a new IPA like this from Sierra Nevada. I'm not sure if it just came out, if this was a new release or not, but it should be interesting. So let's go ahead and pour it into just a regular pint glass. Good bit of smoke. It's just coming out of that. See if I can get all of it. Nope. And there's no sediment in the bottom of the glass as I stick my entire eyeball into the bottle. Ugh. So yeah, with that, it poured about a 3-finger, kind of off-white, sudsy head. I always say sudsy just because whenever a head kind of looks a bit like smoke or soap, like soap suds. It's got a bit of a pretty much clear body, kind of a pale straw yellow body, but a bit hazier than like an adjunct lager would be. Then some sporadic bubbles kind of streaming up to the top of the glass. So let's go ahead and go for the aroma on this one. So it's got the fruity hops, kind of a little bit stuffed up at the moment, but they're sort of familiar smelling to me though. Even though like I don't think I've ever had an IPA with the Ella or Vic's Secret hops in it. I've had one with Galaxy, and that's probably just instantly, what I'm picking up on. So yeah, they're kind of other than that, I'm getting the Galaxy hops. It reminds me of the 8-bit pale ale from Tallgrass, which is a Galaxy hopped, I think primarily Galaxy hopped IPA, and I'm just really picking up on that. Otherwise, some breadiness, some maltiness, some kind of white sugariness that you would get from an IPA. Little pininess, and there's also a bit of there's a different smell there. I can't really place it necessarily. Huh. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. My nose is still a little clogged up from being sick, but it's maybe a little like woody, like some that could be the other hops. There's a woodiness there uh, that I'm sure is probably from the hop additions from Australia. So let's go ahead and go with the flavor. It kind of carries over into the flavor. It looks like it's going to leave some decent lacing. Its head's gotten really kind of puffy. Um, so it's that kind of carries over. It's very subtle. It's not a torpedo. I'll say that. It's a bit more subtle and very well blended hop profile actually. They all kind of come together very nicely. Sorry, I got a timer. I got the crock pot back there. Um, so it's got like a very nice blended, very nicely blended hop profile there. It's but like I said, it's also subtle. You get the Galaxy hops kind of up front. But then those other hops kind of lay into the your palate as well. Uh, like I said, that kind of woody characteristic kind of plays into those hops. It said fruity, uh, fruit forward and floral flavors of the Australian hops. Uh, but for me, it's kind of almost a more woody flavor here in this 6.7 ABV IPA. I forgot to mention the ABV. And then yeah, the malts are there as well. Kind of a malty sweetness on the finish. So all the hops just kind of go from the beginning sip to the middle, and then the malty sweetness kind of clocks in the rest of the way, and those hops sort of fade out. You still get a little bit of them on the back end on the aftertaste. Almost kind of more of a it's classified as an American IPA, but it's almost kind of reminds me more of an English IPA, I guess, if it was a little bit darker, like some darker malts were added. But yeah, it's starting to give some nice lacing on the glass. There might be a little bit of that fruit forward there too. Kind of reminds me of like apricots or something, like dried apricots. Uh, so yeah, the mouthfeel is pretty light for an IPA. I know that some IPAs can kind of be more towards medium bodied, but yeah, pretty drinkable for 6.7 ABV, 6.7% that is. Uh, and then you also get that a little bit of that astringency from the hops as well, and moderate carbonation with a slightly sticky mouthfeel. But other than that, yeah, it's a great IPA. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and give this one an A. Uh, I think that maybe if I'm just a hophead in general, I do appreciate the sort of more subtleness, the more subtlety of it, uh, of the hops and kind of playing more towards the malt side of it. Uh, but I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more hop forward, a little bit more West Coast hoppage thrown in there. But I guess that's a good thing because that's when you just kind of come to expect Sierra Nevada to constantly pump in those Centennial hops and the Amarillo and the just other hops that are usually put in West Coast style IPAs. Uh, when you come to expect that from an IPA from a certain brewery too often, then I guess that kind of will play against it. Uh, down the road, uh, once you kind of have their beers figured out. So this is a different one. So I will stick with an A with it. I think it's a great IPA, and I would definitely drink it again this holiday season, being that is a holiday seasonal. I'm not sure when it's the availability on it runs out. It doesn't really say anything about it, but I'm also going to go ahead and get their celebration. I think it's Celebration Ale or something like that. It's like the one where they use like the first hops of the season in it, and so it's a very green, hoppy ale for sure. But yeah, A with this one, great IPA. I think if you see it, you should definitely pick it up. Sierra Nevada for me has always just been a very good and consistent brewery with sorry again with the timer, consistent brewery with what they put out. There's hardly been any. I don't think there has been a single beer they've put out that I haven't been put off of. So yeah, a beer here, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do another one tonight. I'm not sure if I might do that coffee stout another time. I might mix it up a little bit, but yeah, I'm about to go ahead and grab some dinner here. So till next time, guys, thank you for watching.